At Mighty, we're committed to providing the highest OE quality auto parts available from the world's best manufacturers. Today, let's take a close look at Mighty's System XL NET brake program. The fact is, most people don't even think about their brakes. They just expect them to work right. That means here at Mighty, we have to spend a lot of time thinking about brakes. And we do. Finding the right people to manufacture our brakes is a good place to start. Let's meet the OEQF team. Headquartered in Ontario, Canada, OEQF has a simple goal.
Our mission at OEQF is bring the associated quality of original equipment disc brake pad to the aftermarket, but at aftermarket prices. And easy to say, it's a challenge to do.
Today, the OEQF team will explain exactly how they do it, step by step, and answer this question. Why would anyone put brakes made for a school bus on a race car? But first, let's explore the critical steps in the creation of our XLNet brakes. With over 1,500 FMSI part numbers on the market, we need a supplier that's on top of what's new. And OEQF is that supplier. They do exhaustive R&D to verify the newest pad specs and develop friction formulas that perform consistently. Once perfected, the team begins the tooling process. One of the reasons Mighty partners with our friends from Ontario is their in-house tooling capabilities. Because they make their own tools, Mighty can be first to market with new brake pads, and that's a significant advantage.
For other manufacturers, it could take up to 8 weeks to release a new brake pad because they have to buy the tooling from outside. We have the benefit of making all our tooling in-house, so it will only take us 3 weeks to release a new brake pad.
If a tool gets damaged, within 24 hours, we could have this tool ready to go back in the press.
But even the best tools can't make the highest quality parts without the highest quality materials. OEQF sources the finest raw materials, 100% from North America, carefully inspected, right down to particle size and purity of the ingredients of the friction material.
We focus specifically on particle sizes and the purity of the raw materials we put into the friction material. That's very important for the consistent performance of the brake pad.
This process ensures that the ingredients meet spec and provide consistent performance from every brake pad. Now, it's time for blending. Take our ceramic pads, for example. The 16 ingredients that comprise our ceramic formula are mixed together into a premix. But there's more. The premix is then loaded into a granulization mixer known as the Loadiger machine. The only one of its kind in North America, the Loadiger machine melts the materials together. It's this extra step that causes a volumetric change of 2 to 1. And creates a consistent mixture that will result in the optimal level of compressibility in the final product.
That machine makes sure we always get consistent braking performance and no fade.
The mixture is then cooled and ready for molding.
Positive molds that really put this company on the map. We didn't invent positive mold, but we have refined it into our own unique process.
Another key reason our XLNet brakes are truly the best is the fact that 100% are made using the positive mold process. This is the same process used to manufacture OE brake pads. And here's how it works. After filling the mold cavity with a precisely measured mix, an individual punch is forced into the mix inside the mold with 400 to 600 tons of pressure at 300 degrees for 6 minutes. This consistent pressure for that specific amount of time establishes uniform compressibility, which in turn reduces noise, vibration, and harshness, or NVH.
If I were to best describe the positive mold process, you've got to think of a cavity and a press coming down on it. And rather than a flat top plate, you're going to actually have on that plate a punch, and that punch goes right into the cavity. And what that means is you're getting all the pressure and all the temperature onto the formula for the whole molding time. For flash mold, the top plate hits the top of the press and it stops right there and the pressure's lost.
Positive molding allows us to design and create chamfers into the mold where it's OE, a step that ensures our brakes deliver quiet braking performance. Also, because positive molding requires much less resin, you're going to get a friction material significantly higher in density, with better compressibility, which means less dust, less noise, and more stopping power. From the press, each pad goes through a tumbler to remove the rough edges, is electrostatically painted, slotted based on OE requirements, diamond ground to precise tolerances, custom edge coated to identify the specific Mighty formula used. And finally, appropriate hardware and noise dampening shims are applied. Then it's time for testing. Out of the press, sample pads are collected and sent to the lab for testing to validate the manufacturing process. These samples undergo shear testing to determine the bond strength between the friction and the backing plate.
Probably the most important bit of testing we do during all stages of production is compressibility. Again, making sure that pad density is coming out of the molds time in and time out.
So, back to our question. Why would anyone put brakes designed for a school bus on a race car? Because if the pads function under those extraordinary conditions, they will perform under everyday use.
I've had school bus brake pads on my race car before. I can honestly say that I've tested every one of our formulas that we make in this plant and put it through its rigorous paces.
Mighty XL-Net brakes are designed and manufactured to be as trouble-free as OE. Less noise, less dust, no comebacks, with consistent stopping power. That means more satisfied customers, more sales, and millions of drivers who still don't have to think about their brakes.
We understand that we make a product that saves lives.
And in the end, that's what it all comes down to. The people. From the factory floor to the front offices, at every level, we trust OEQF with our company's reputation.
We really take it to heart that they run this business, they make the good product.
And now that you've seen what goes into making Mighty System XL NET brakes, extensive R&D, the finest raw materials, in-house tooling, extra blending, the positive molding process, the many finishing touches, and of course, the race car, you know why we're proud to put the Mighty name on them, and why you can sell them with confidence.